Hey everyone, episode number 3 with Omar is going to be fire. You've got to watch episode 1 and 2. But number 3 is really a reflection, a internal review, and really something that I really believe in. It's not how you start, but it's how you finish. I think that's just such a powerful quote. I don't know who said it, so I don't know. So I'm going to give credit to Omar. Omar said it. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. How you doing, buddy?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing good. So I know
Good.
that quote means something to you. Why don't you tell me why and kind of give us a view on it?
Okay, so guys, you know what? All of us are in different levels in our businesses. Whether you're working a 9 to 5, whether you're a wholesaler, whether you're an agent, you know, whether you're barely starting in your business, and then you see everybody else doing so much more, and they're so much more successful than you because they've been doing it longer. But there's one thing I will tell you. It doesn't matter how you start. Granted, we all want to start great. We all want to have that momentum going into this new year. And I'm speaking to everyone that's obviously in 2021 now. It's a brand new year. And if you weren't doing a lot of business beforehand, right now is a clean slate. So start. So when I say that it doesn't matter how you start, it's how you finish, is because it takes a while to get yourself going, right, in your year. And for me, this is one thing that I will tell you guys about this and how I see it is, if you pay attention to everybody else and what their success is, it's going to take you away from what you need to do. Okay, you got to stay in your lane, focus on what you need to do, what you need to accomplish. If you want to go get one rental this year, one. Okay, most people don't have a rental. Think about that. So if your one rental is your goal, then you probably are doing better than 90% of people because they don't have rentals.
Yeah.
So the aspect of it doesn't matter how long. Imagine if you make no money all of 2021, okay? And then December or November and December, forget about it. The last quarter of the year, all of your work, everything you've done from month 1 to month 9 or 10, you all of a sudden now reaping the rewards. And in that quarter, you make more money than most people did their whole year. But you didn't make anything from month 1 to 10. Yeah. So it doesn't really matter how you started. It's how much work you put in during the time to benefit at the end. It's you reap what you sow, you're planting the seed, you're watering it, you're doing your thing. And this is contacts, rejection. But you keep doing it, compounded over 12 months, compounded over 9 months. Then all of a sudden, boom. Yeah. And then everyone's going to say, oh, it happened overnight. No, it didn't happen. It did not happen overnight. It happened because of all the work I put in while everybody else was sleeping. Everybody else they were successful. They're spending money. They're doing their thing, and you're seeing it all. But you're so laser focused. So when you're month 1 to 10, all that's compounded, and then boom, you explode. You make $300,000 in your last quarter.
Yeah,
that's happened so many times in my business where other people were more successful. But I kept moving the needle forward every single day. So then it compounded, and guess what? The compound effect is remarkable, okay? All that work that you do, all of a sudden, bam, $150,000 a month, when everybody else might be at 10, 15, oh, they're balling, they're doing this, they're doing that. But I'm telling you, if you keep programming yourself to keep putting in the work, you'll get the result. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah, I got to tell you, there's some magic in that. And again, I've been lucky enough in my career to work with, lead multiple, it's probably close to 100 people. I never added it up, but I bet you it's really close to 100 people that made $1 million in a year. $1 million, 7 figures in a year. And I can tell you, one of the traits that all of them had is they never worried about anybody else. They weren't scoreboard watching. They weren't going on social media and watching the flash from others. They all stayed in their lane.
Huge.
Yeah. Yep. All of them. And oh, by the way, I would, we would have what was called QBRs, quarterly business reviews. And let's just say quarterly business reviews in a software sales environment, you get a sixth sense. Who's lying? Because you can fake it, right? We have complex sales cycles and they're 180 days, 200 days long. And if you know the right words and soft commit and upside and, blah, 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 pipeline, you could fake it pretty well.
Okay.
But it is really obvious after doing it for years who is staying in their lane and who is just changing their numbers because they're getting outrun by somebody else. Because again, right, I'm in a team environment. You got 10 people. Everybody has 5 accounts. Everybody has a $4 million goal. And there's always a couple of people on the team that are killing it, doing the work. And then you have a couple of people in the middle that are trying. And then you have the people that are pretending. They're just changing their bullshit numbers so that they can look like the guy in the first place, but they're not doing the work. And it is so obvious when you ask like 4 questions. I'm like, do you want me to fire you? Why are you lying? You think I'm an idiot or something? You're not doing the work. Do the work, folks. That's why my life is lived in 13-week chunks. It's because of that. Because again, do I always hit my goals? No. I've been doing my weekly show for, I don't know, 60 weeks now. And I don't think I've hit every goal ever. But you go over a month or you go over 6 weeks, I hit them all. Right? So just get after it. Stay in your lane. I would tell you, if you could get off social media, meaning don't do the whole look at the other people's stuff, right? If you're going to social media to learn and find your market and all that, great. But don't go, oh my God, Michael bought another rental. Well, shit, I've been doing this 20 years. Stop, don't compare to me, right? Go get your first one. Stay in your lane. What should you do? You should look at your market, run your numbers, network, all of those things I talk about all the time. So,
Yeah.
That's funny you should mention this, is because all of us always look at everyone else.
Yeah.
And that's just our nature, right? Because you want to see what the next person's doing. You want to know what they're up to. You want to see what kind of shiny new object, even though we shouldn't be focusing on a shiny new object, it's there. And you kind of wonder like, hey, is there a quicker way? Is there a faster way? And I will tell you that, you know what, there might be, but it's not in your realm. Okay. Yeah. And I'm guilty of it. I think everybody is, and you kind of start going, not trying to see what somebody else is doing, but you're like, hey, I wonder if I can implement. There's a difference.
Oh, for sure.
Seeing it and wanting to be that person or implement some of the ideas that they're saying. That's a different story.
Oh, totally. Okay. Yeah. Again, the reason we have quarterly business reviews in software and lots of other tech businesses is because we are looking for that new thing that's working. And it often comes from the couple of people up front. And, when you can find that, you can then manage the others to it. But that's very different, right? You're managing a blocking and tackling, or a play, as we used to say, not looking at the new 7 Series BMW or the new Porsche in the driveway, right? Don't do that. You have a job, you have goals, stay in your lane, go to work.
And that's it. Michael, you hit it on the head. Stay in your lane, go to work. And let me add something. Just because somebody has a nice car, a truck, whatever, a Porsche, you said it, they probably have, and I'm going to say for the most people, they probably have rentals that pay for it. Okay.
Well, I would hope so.
and the ones that don't have them, well, I mean, to each their own.
Yeah.
But there's so many shiny objects out there. If you focus on staying in your lane, and remember, it doesn't matter how you start. Granted, yes, you want to start great, but, and I will tell you something, my last few years, my last quarters of the year previous or if that's even a word, have been pretty well, right? My October, November, December have been smashing, and then I have a great January. And I will tell you, I took off like half of November, pretty much all of December, because of the stuff that we were faced with our family and my dad passing. I just wasn't in it.
Yeah.
So am I exactly where I was last year? In 2018 or 2019 quarter 4 to going into 2020? No, not at all. At all. Big difference. Okay, probably to a 50% decrease. But do you think I'm really pissed off about it? Sure.
but I do know, because I have it in my mind, that it doesn't matter how you start, it's how you finish. Remember the compound. So while everyone's starting great, that's cool. While you're decreasing in quarter 2 or 3 because you made a crap load of money in quarter 1, I'm just going to continue the pace, and then quarter 4 of this year will be my biggest year. My biggest quarter, I should say, because I'm throwing it out there, because of all the compounding, what I'm doing right now.
Absolutely.
So that's what I wanted to share, guys.
Yeah, again, totally agree. Not how you start, how you finish. I have no doubt that Q4 will be your biggest quarter of the year, and quite possibly could be your biggest quarter ever.
I know. Yeah. But I have a huge freaking goal, so I better hit it.
There you go. Well, Omar, thank you for your time this week. It's always fun, buddy.
You're welcome. Thanks, Michael.
Mm-hmm.